Hello, hello, hello. And now y'all know. When you hear that music, y'all know what time it is. It's film study time. We back, baby. And not at some shitty 11 a.m. analysis like I've been giving you guys. We're doing it with the real peak of the day when my ADHD meds are actually working about to give you some slightly higher quality analysis. Some slightly higher quality analysis about doing some Josh Kelly film study today. Gonna take me a minute to figure out or remember which exact tab I have it in, because it's whatchamacallit, it's a bit how do I put it, buried among my 100 tabs now somewhere in here. But today we're doing some film study for Josh Kelly in prep for his fight against bahkram murtazaliev. One of the things I wanted to talk about that I think is particularly noteworthy is, among many things, why I think Josh Kelly's a mad genius, but also because I think that there might be this misconception of him, which admittedly I also had. If you watch his fight against Ishmael Davis, right, where he basically is fighting the whole thing on the back foot, that he can't come forward. And I'm thinking to myself, I understand why people would think that, because he basically did admittedly run the whole time against Ishmael Davis. However, one of the things that I think is apparent about Josh Kelly and Adam Booth, if you start to follow them or know more about them as a trainer and as a fighter, is that they study tape on their opponents. And if you go watch like interviews from Josh Kelly with like Ring Magazine recently or so in the last 6 months or so, like there's one I think 5-7 months ago that he does with like Ring Magazine where he calls out bahkram murtazaliev and is like, I'll stand him on his head. Where he says that he watched Bakram's tape against Jack Culcay, where bahkram murtazaliev won his world title. And you can tell from how Adam plans for fights that he also studies tape and watches counters. There's another interview where Adam talks about what Usyk did against Dubois that was interesting and novel, that it was like a side of Usyk that he hasn't shown before. And so what I suspect more so is less so that Josh can't fight coming forward, and more so that him and Adam come up with a plan for how to tackle each fighter in front of them and what works well. So for example, if you watch his fight against Troy Williamson, which I think I film study of, you'll see that he fights that fight deliberately on the back foot and has a lot of success because he picks Troy Williamson apart, because he makes a lot of mistakes when he comes forward, which plays also right into Josh's hands, because Josh is a very good fighter off the back foot. It's also just what he's good at, right? Which is what Adam also, I think, says in another interview. But how do I put it? But I think that they come up with a game plan that they tailor to their opponent. And Josh, to some extent, I think, or maybe he's just taking advantage of this, wants people to think that after the Afghanistan loss, that he just can't back up, he can't come forward, he doesn't want to get hurt again, or that he's scared, or he's a runner, or this or that or the other, because then they're going to think that he can't do what I'm about to show you that he can absolutely do, which is stand right in front of you and box. It's just whether or not it's a smart decision. And he even says in another interview, and I'm laughing because I'm quoting it so fucking much, I should probably actually just go find it in my watch history so I can show it to you, and maybe I'll put it in the video description too. But there's an interview that he does with Ring. This is the Adam interview that I just referenced. And it's not, it is this one. This is the other one I'm talking about, where Josh references that he watched Bakram's fight against Jack Culcay. But I think that he's a mad genius, and he's just basically pretending. He wants people to think that he can't come forward, or that he's just a runner, or this, that, or the other. He's a Jerry fighter of the Tom and Jerry, as Turkey likes to say. Turk Elshi, mad respect for the guy. And he really can actually fight coming forward. But he says, now I remember what I was going to say, but he says in this interview with Ring, we could stand in front of each other and trade, but we'd have no brains left for the rest of our, when our careers are done. And so because of that, the fact that he's aware of that, I think that it may not necessarily be the most entertaining, but if you know anything about my channel, go watch my first breakdown of round 2 of Lomachenko Lopez. where it looks like nothing's happening. Actually, there's a lot going on. And that's, again, something that like I could do. I do have some film study of like Davis and him. I don't have it analyzed to that degree because that was like a late night one. But basically, Kelly can come forward. I think that he's hiding his skills deliberately so that he has the element of surprise when he finally does bring them out against people. But if you go watch his early fights or his early tape, like he definitely can come forward and knock guys out and has done that before, just usually against lesser opposition. He's just better at fighting off the back foot. And so when you're up against stiffer competition, you have to rely on your best skills, regardless of whether or not that's entertaining. But in any event, today we're going to look more at him coming forward and fighting against Lucas Bastida, which is one of his semi-more recent fights. It's funny because I'm trying to like go back at his box rec and see where this actually is in terms of like recency for his fights. Because it's not old. I really would have rather looked at this one. Yeah, for Placido Ramirez. I've also watched his fight against Corzo, but that one's like not as recent. But this was right before the Troy Williamson fight. It was only like 2 fights or so after his fight against Avanesian. But even if you watch his most recent fight against Flavius Biella, like he does also fight Flavius for however short of a fight that is, because it lasts less than a full round. Coming forward, using body jab, which is one of the things that Kelly doesn't do as much, or didn't do as much, that I thought was one of his flaws in the past, that he wouldn't body jab or use his jab almost at all. And he does kind of fall into that bad habit sometimes in later rounds in fights, and I forget if it's this fight or another one. I have watched this fight, actually. Like, I watched it late at night once, but I haven't actually done, like, real deep study of it. But just started watching the first round of this fight and realized I kind of want to play this back at, like, half speed so that you guys can, how do I put it, can see, like, the chess match that's going on. And we'll see if I can pull it up, because I want to see, despite the fact that these are people you've probably never heard of and are not like a lot of the people, some of the people Josh is fighting, a lot of these guys I'm pretty sure are pretty well ranked. Yeah, like look at this, right? He's like top 58 at the weight. He's number 1 in Argentina out of 54, which isn't saying a whole lot, but still, right? But like, this isn't some nobody that he's fighting, right? Like, Josh has deliberately been targeting a lot of people who are highly ranked in the belt organizations, right? In order to improve his own world ranking, which is why he's ranked number 1, certainly in Britain. Well, 1, because he beat the best guy in Britain, but also why he's very up there in the rankings, and is in top 20 in the world at super welter, and is like number 1 ranked by like WBO, and I think he's top 3. He's top 3 in WBO and IBF. So despite the fact that this is a guy you've probably never heard of, they are probably actually kind of good. And you can kind of see that in this fight, which is one of the things I think that made it interesting when I was starting to watch back the first round of this fight, that I was like, Lucas Bastida's got a bit of an IQ on him, which makes him interesting to watch, because there's definitely some stuff going on here in this opening setup. So let's see, right? Like, let's start to watch the chess match unfold. Because even watching the first round of this, I was like, there's a couple interesting things here. I got to go in at half speed for you, not because I'm afraid of copyright, although I'm always perpetually afraid of copyright, but because I find that helps me look at stuff better. So here, right, Bastida wants to come forward onto the front foot, and you can see him kind of testing that, right, rocking to his front foot, bringing his hands up when he does to make sure he's protected, right? And then starting to slowly move his feet to just circle, try to land a jab, test the waters, test the range a bit. Slips there, anticipating a jab back. So he's defensively responsible. He's paying attention, right? He's switched on. Right there when Josh starts to move forward, right? See that slip? That's one of the things he's probably worried about right there. Again, Josh coming forward, right? Standing right in front of him, very different. Go watch his Ishmael Davis fight and then watch this fight. Speaking of, one of the things I was going to say about that is that you can tell Josh prepares for his opponents, but that fight with Ishmael Davis Ishmael was a replacement. He actually took the fight on really short notice. So they didn't know a lot about him, I would imagine, because they didn't have a whole lot of time to prep for that fight, to study him. So they basically probably just said, let's just go with your strengths and what you're good at, fight on the back foot, box and move. Don't let him touch you, basically. And that's basically what they did. And won. Razor close fight. But they did win. This one's a bit more difficult to watch because the ref fucking stands right in front of their feet, which I fucking hate. Because you know me, we've gone and watched those feet. Again, faint jab there from Josh Kelly, slip, inside foot. You'll see that position comes up quite a bit in this first round. Josh immediately moving back because he's like, oh, I'm concerned that either a big overhand right or a hook or something, overhand right probably, is coming here. And then you see him just fade back. Again, bastida, good defense, responsibility, roll under. And this is our first sort of major exchange of the fight, which is interesting. So what you're going to see happen here, right, is Bastida realizes, I wonder if Josh really slips down before this, or gives away that he's going to slip down before this at all. Not really, because he's mostly just shown he's going to back up, right? So, like, what does he do defensively here? Right, he moves back. And even before that has like a little move back. But here, Bastida does a real great job taking advantage of the fact that Josh slips down real deep and uses the sticky hands, right? That super advanced technique of after you punch, let your hands cling to your opponent to manipulate them. And he basically just holds Josh's head in place and just blasts him with the right hand. And so you'll see Josh is going to learn from that and adapt pretty quick and not just stand right in front of him and slip deep down like that, right? So one of the things you'll see what he decides to do to change in a minute, right? In this case, first, just back up, right? When he jabs at me, don't just slip deep down, just glide back out of range, right? And roll the shot, get it off my shoulder on my back, easy peasy, right? Looks to parry the jab again here, and you'll see why in a minute, but he's not going for a jab, he's going for a deep hook. And granted, this is pretty slow and he kind of loads the shot up. But Josh sees this coming a mile away. So he's like, whoop, step back, and goes to counter and just misses by a hair, right? So already, after getting caught with this shot, and again, this is one of the reasons why I think Josh is going to beat bahkram murtazaliev, because he's admittedly a bit more of a front-loaded fighter, or like fast starter, people call it, but really it's more like his IQ, I think, is better in the first few rounds before he gets tired or before he gets like complacent. And how do I put it? And so in these opening, that's one of the things that separates him from bahkram, because I don't think that bahkram has fight IQ like Josh does. But already, right, after getting caught with a shot like that, next three exchanges immediately has figured out how to negate that and start countering it, right? And then start mounting offense of his own, which in this case is just really simple. Bastida's lesson to Josh was, don't just slip down when I jab at you. And Josh's lesson is, don't stand in range of me, because I'll hit you. Because my range is a lot longer than you think, because I'm a lot faster than you realize. And that's one of the things that makes him really effective and really dangerous, is how good he is at 154. Because he's not draining himself so much before fights. He's really fast and he's really strong. And he can punch really well. And I want to try to pick apart a little bit of kind of what Josh is doing here, right? So here, ironically, Bastida is trying to time him coming forward, which I think that big exaggerated shuffle was a bit of a bait from Josh, because you'll see him do that. You'll see him use big exaggerated movements to try to bait you into punching and then counter you. But here, right, sneakily, he's stepping forward. And then as soon as he gets that position, right, just keeps that motion going, right? So there's not like a jerk or a stop in his upper body. So his opponent can't read the change in speed or notice the change in speed and read that a punch is coming or that his opponent is setting his weight, right? So that's why Josh does it this way. And it's why it works. You'll notice now Inoue does this a lot, or something similar. Naoya Inoue, to be clear, does it better. He does it. He's fucking masterful at it. It's almost impossible to notice any movement in his upper body when he moves his feet. And it's kind of insane how well he does it. But Josh does a very good job hiding the motion coming forward there. Here, right, Bastida also realizing like, oh, If you're just going to come forward and 1-2 at me, I'm going to jab and try to jab with you and slip that right hand potentially, right? So trying to jab with the guy because Josh does have faster hand speed to try to like disrupt or interrupt him. Bastida just trying to parry the jab. Josh just throwing it off the hip, which Bastida cannot do. He's realizing he's just outsped right now. Again, trying to creep forward on the front foot, and Josh is like, yeah, don't do that. Back up, son. I can't tell if this is Josh stutter stepping to prepare defensively or to feint. I think it's just a feint, yeah. Because I think he's anticipating, right, that he's going to get countered here because that's what Bastida has done before. Oh, God. And this is what I'm talking about, Josh having fucking great fight IQ. So watch this, right? Watch what Bastida has done. And again, now Josh doing a great job utilizing his jab to set this shot up. What does Bastida do defensively in these couple exchanges leading up to this? Parry jab. And then shows parry jab again. So what does Josh do this time? Feints. Both hands come down and in. So what does Josh do this time? Feints the jab. Goes to rip him with a left hook. Again, anticipating that Bastida is going to come forward maybe. Or not just back up, even though that's what Bastida has also done every time. So just making the correct move to go for hook here based on what his opponent was showing him defensively, but just not quite reading the positioning of his opponent correctly. Guessing wrong, as it were. Or getting a little unlucky. Ironically, because Bastida does start to try to counter him here. Right? Again. And so Josh is trying to figure out, okay, how can I get you to go first? Deliberately staying in range here. Just to see, like, okay, what is he going to do while staying defensively responsible, right? Because at this point, he's come forward quite a bit, and Bastida hasn't done anything, right? Like, he's come forward, Bastida's backed up, or rocked on his back foot. And he's, like, testing the waters to be like, okay, can I just step right in front of you and keep coming forward? Like, what are you going to do? Because he knows he's defensively good enough or sharp enough to dodge Bastida here, because he stood right in front of him the last several times and Bastida has not had an answer, and that's what he's basically testing for here, to be like, homie, are you going to do anything if I stand right in front of you, or are you just going to fucking stand there? Here, Josh, I think, basically being a little bit more inactive, but again, has already made the adjustment from last time, right? So what does he do? Rolls on his back foot, slips back, rolls down, rolls under, and rolls in this time. So he can't get caught with that right hand from before, right? Good defensive adjustment. Again, like I said, Josh Kelly's IQ is real good for the first like 4 or 5 rounds or so. And then he tends to, I think, get a little bit lazy. Or at least that's what I'll say. That's what I've noticed before. I shouldn't say that yet because I haven't studied him enough to see if he's made that adjustment since some of his early fights. Like, if you watch his fight against Ray Robinson, that's something that I noticed about him in that fight, is I was like, he basically won the fight and was winning the fight and destroying Ray for the first like 4 rounds, and then basically just turned his brain off and stopped doing stuff that was winning in the fight and just let Ray Robinson back into that fight, which is what led to the draw. So he basically beat himself. But right, and again here, because I want to talk about this, right? Watch how he manages his distance, right? And how that exchange is different than this one. So if you watch, like, let's see, right here, he kind of just gets caught a little bit here by being a little bit too close. He does admittedly get tagged a bit here, though he's rolling it, so he takes a good bit of the steam out of the shot because he's rolling onto his back foot. Now I have to watch this to kind of see what distance they're at. Okay. Bastida kind of reaching a bit, it seemed, to get that jab out there. But basically, right, their distance is going to be different this time. So, right, so instead of, there's two things here that I think are really interesting, one of which, again, kind of shows Josh's IQ. So watch how far this jab is past Josh's head. So the first time, right, Bastida didn't get deep enough with the jab because he only kind of barely caught Kelly and gave him a little bit of, we call like penetration, right? The hand wasn't getting, really, when you punch a target, you don't want to hit the target, you want to punch through the target to get power. So he's now this time got a lot more penetration, which also means that he's closer because your arm length doesn't change, right? So Josh may be anticipating that of, oh, hey, I just made this guy miss a little bit. He's going to come forward more this time to try to catch me with an actual jab that might actually hurt. And now instead of stepping back this time, if I just stand in place, he's going to walk right into this uppercut. And right, this time, make sure he comes up hard with his legs so he doesn't get caught underneath the arm like he did before. But has also noticed, right, that the last several times, despite the fact that Bastida did this the first time, right, using his hands to control Josh's head, Bastida has not done that the last several times that he's jabbed, right? So if we go back and watch, right, again, like here, he doesn't do that, right? He only really gets his arm on Josh's head after Josh comes in. So he's not getting control of Josh's head now. Josh is recognizing, oh, my head's free to move, right? And I wonder if, right, he's pulling his arm back to throw a double jab. And that's something else I think that Josh has caught, which is like, oh, the opening is there for me to come in between when he pulls his hand back to throw this uppercut, which lands, albeit not with the knuckles, but it does land. And you will see this land again in a minute, and you'll see it land better. Just not on the chin. I believe the next time he does it, he throws to the body. And he lands it like flush. Again, like, I want to watch now and see what Bastida is doing, because I think Bastida is realizing he got timed coming forward, and so is looking to be a bit more cautious, right? Because he realizes he was reaching. So Josh slipped and came out with the uppercut, and he realizes that and is like, oh shit. So he doesn't come forward as hard this time and opts to kind of switch tack. And again, see where his hand is now, down, covering and blocking for that uppercut, right? And they're just trying to jab with each other. And I'm trying to watch their feet, but I can't really see for first angle because Josh just butts in the way, right? But watch his feet. See how his back foot's still moving forward? And as soon as his front foot starts to move, right? Like they're trying to time each other. They're both like measuring each other up. Josh is rocking to the front foot, rocking to the front foot, keeping those hands up. And then both guys just kind of missing each other. Or in this case, I think Bastida actually does make a good adjustment here, but it's kind of hard to tell because I can't see where his hand goes. But it looks like he might be jabbing to the body, which is smart because Josh keeps moving his head. So if he's moving his head, his body's there to be hit, right? Kind of hard to tell. Like lower the speed even more, Lamel. Quarter speed. Super de-duper slow speed now. Let's see. God, this is so hard to judge. No, it looks like he's trying to jab high, so Bastida is not correctly recognizing that he should jab with the body. He's just trying to jab with Josh there. Or kind of. I mean to like the high chest, but also kind of like towards the face, really. Bastida realizing he's having some success landing the jab, right? Trying to come forward and pressure with the jab. Successfully getting Josh to back up, so getting a bit of control. Josh trying to feel out the timing of Bastida coming forward. Here just kind of reacting, but also noting that he will slip down like this, right? And then roll like side to side. Takes advantage of that, trying to catch him with hooks. I think one of those might even land, like that first one. But like not really very effectively. Bastida doing a smart job right here though. So he did make that adjustment eventually, right? Just took him a little bit. Using that jab, trying to catch Kelly backing up. Landing hard to the body. Granted, that might be not legal. Kind of hard to tell. I think that might be on Josh's back, so it might not score or be like effective be considered a quote unquote effective punch, because it's not landing to a legal scoring area. So as a judge, you're not supposed to score this, but it still hurts the guy. So like in terms of that, it's effective, right? Which is such a good tactic, basically. You know, if the referee allows it, even though you're not really supposed to punch people on the back. Because you're just trying to hit what he can hit, right? Josh kind of showing, I think, a little bit of his weakness maybe on the inside here. Because he kind of gets stuck here. And then Bastida kind of catches him with a shot over the top. He's giving him a little smile there, like, all right, yeah, nice body shot. Nice try to get me to go down by like shoving me down to the floor, Lamau, afterwards. But also, you're gonna need to do better than that. Again, right? Both guys kind of just jockeying for position, right? Josh miming a little feint with the lead hand here just to see what Bastida does, seeing like, oh, okay, are you going to come forward? Are you trying to counter me when you think I'm going to jab? Is that why you keep coming forward, right? Just asking questions. Good probes. To which he hears no, because Bastida at that point doesn't really do anything. He just kind of like moves defensively, moves back a bit. So Josh asked again, coming forward, like, oh, okay, like, are you looking to catch me when I come forward? And then Bastida realizes like, oh, okay. I think Bastida, maybe what Bastida's saying here is that he's going to try to move in between when Josh moves, right? See how Josh is like in between moving here? And then he decides to come forward, right? A little probing, like reaching right hand up top and then trying to land that left hook to the body. But this time lunging a little, but not quite. Like not really a lunge, right? Just taking a short step forward, but he's in control here. His stance is tight, right? Even though he's bringing, this is kind of like, I don't know enough about form to say it's decent form, but I'll say this. Compared to the last few times, he's not nearly as vulnerable as he was, I think, before, despite the fact that his hands are kind of like way out of position defensively here. In terms of his stance, right? That his feet are under him, so he's able to move. Like he could move back here if he realizes that Josh is going to try to counter him, because his right foot catches up to him relatively quickly. Again, good head movement from Josh, good positioning to know I can pull back and not really get hit here. Again, not showing a whole lot, just kind of like rocking, breaking his rhythm and then slipping down, right? Expecting Bastida to time him. This is so funny. I wonder if he does this. This is genius for at least like three reasons. But the first one is it invites his opponent to do what he wants them to do so he can do what he wants, right? So his thought is, it does two things. One, if Bastida comes in throwing a massive right hand, right, this dodges that because he rolls under, right, which is just good defensive responsibility. But it also invites Bastida to keep doing what he's been doing, right, which is to come forward with a jab, generally either at Kelly's head or over his head to try to hold his head in place for a right hand, right? And so he just stays there. Here, Bastida's trying to catch him like coming back up and guesses wrong. and moves in, which is exactly what Josh wants. And he says, okay, watch where his right hand goes. You're going to see Josh, I have to unpause it. The play button's going to be right in the way where it lands. Right to the body. Boom. Right upper ribs. You can see Bastida felt that one because he backs up a little bit too. Again, beautiful. And again, right, there's that uppercut that we were talking about, that he's been setting up, that he's been trying to land, this time to the body instead of to the head. Because he just realized the perfect, and I even wanted to dissect that a little more because how good it is. Watch where he is when this shot lands. Right? How his head is like almost behind Bastida's shoulders, but his arm and his shoulder are like right in line with his torso, right? So he gets that perfect angle to go dig right into the fucking ribs, right? Coming up with that shot beautifully, but keeps his head in a place where he can't really easily be hit by whatever Bastida's going to throw. And then looks to throw like in combination too, to throw that like hook as well. Again, doing a good job here, jabbing, being patient, and going to like just keep his hand there to just control space. You'll hear Andre Ward call that his prevent like Andre Ward calls it when Andre Ward would fight. He says, I call that my prevent defense. I keep that hand in the way to basically keep people from getting to him. Again, Josh trying to mix in different feints and head movement to see like, okay, what's your reaction if I do this or this, right? Again, trying to see if he can feint like this and roll to maybe bait him into coming forward again, and then backs up wisely because he realizes I don't want to just stand in range of this guy. Tries to set a little disengagement trap here, just shuffle back, try to catch him coming forward and catch him over the top. Doesn't quite work. Just punching in the clinch. This is another thing you'll kind of learn about Josh. He can't really, or doesn't really want to. I mean, not that he can't, but just opts not to most of the time. Maybe because he knows his referees enough to know that like the ref is going to want to break them up. Which I think that I expect or suspect. I don't know for sure because I don't know how referees work, but I do know that they talk to them usually in the dressing rooms before the fight, and I would suspect that they might tell them. I've never reffed boxing, but I've reffed soccer, and they tell us as referees generally not to do this, but I'm sure at the higher level referees do, especially in boxing, because unlike soccer, it's useful for the teams to know what you're gonna, or the players to know how you like to officiate fights so that they know what to expect, right? Like to tell them, hey, like to basically say like if you don't want them to fight on the inside, or how you're going to choose to do stuff like this referee does, right? Like see how he comes in. He doesn't always just tell him to break in the clinch, and this is kind of something that's like up to different referees. Some referees will break you right away, but you want to probably, and I would imagine this is something they would cover in their pre-fight instructions in the dressing room, to say like, hey, I want you to know how I tend to officiate the clinch, because then you'll know what to expect, and that'll hopefully keep fighters from just, accidentally getting hurt, because one of them expects them to be broken right away and the other one expects the ref to let them work, right? And so this way, presumably, right, because he's not going to do that, he's not going to break them right away, right? Like if that's what you want as the ref, because you want to say like, oh, I don't want you guys to, like some refs might say, oh, I don't want you to hold and hit, so like if I tell you, like I might tell you to break right away if I see you guys holding, and set that expectation early so that people aren't trying to like, wing shots behind the back of the head while they're tied up like this, because they expect you to break them quickly, right? Like, so I'm saying I would suspect, I think there's reasons for the ref to have basically told them this beforehand in their like instructions in the dressing room, to say, hey, I'm not going to break you right away. Like, I'm going to try to get you to use your hands for your workout, or if you feel me come over and smack your arm, it's because I'm trying to get you to not hold, because I don't want to just stop the fight, but I want you to try to work in the clinch and work your free hands, i.e. like I'm going to let you fight, but I am going to tell you not to hold and just physically remind you sometimes during a fight not to do that. And watch, I love this too. The ref also, very, very fucking savvy dude, just walks around behind him right after he does it because he wants to check the other side as soon as he sees that they're not holding on one side to see if they're holding on the other side. So this is a savvy referee here. Josh, also very savvy, knows right where the ref is and is holding the arm, but that the ref can't see. So we play the game on both sides. But in any event, I'm assuming because of that, right? Like, he's expecting that they're not really going to do a whole lot in the clinch of inside fighting. Or that's not really what Josh wants to do. So he's just going to opt to take that. It's almost like in poker, when you don't have a good hand and your opponent checks the bet, you check back because you're like, yeah, I don't really want to bet on this hand either. Because Josh, I don't want to say he knows he's not that great on the inside, but he knows that's not his best play. His best play is always going to be at range because that's what he's the best at. He's best at fighting at long range. So he's like, why don't we just like, so he's like basically saying, can we just gentlemen's agree to not punch each other here? Yeah? All right, cool. I'll take that. That's a good trade for me. That was perfect. Because if you watch his fight against Avanesian, you'll know. I mean, Avanesian's a fucking master on the inside, so he's not somebody you want to fight on the inside if it's not what you're also really fucking good at. Because Avanesian can land crazy powerful punches from just like right up on top of you, like 1 inch. He's like fucking 1 inch punch, man, for real. And you'll hear Adam telling Josh during that fight, I think at one point, like, you're throwing it away. Like by fighting him on the inside. Don't do that. Because there's a round, I think like the 5th, 6th round or something like that, where Josh just like tries to go face to face with him and fight him on the inside. And Adam's like, yeah, don't do that. Like, that's not your fight. That's not how you win this fight. Like, don't do that. You're giving the fight away by doing that. By fighting him where he's at his strongest. Like, don't do that. So again, despite the fact that it may seem a little cowardly or uninteresting, like, it's a tactical decision because he knows, he is like, why would I fight you where I'm not strong, right? Like, that's just not smart. Again, right? Bastida this time, interestingly, trying to like, I don't know what this is. This is honestly kind of bad. Like, just fucking shuffle forward but do nothing and then just blindly throw your hand out like this is a probe seems like really dangerous to me. Again, slips under inside. That's a spot he's liked this whole first round, and Josh is going to take advantage of it slightly illegally here by holding and hitting. Like those punches, that first punch, that's illegal. The ref's going to warn him in a minute for it. But that one's not. That one's legal, and that scores big time, right? Now, granted, Josh does kind of get caught here with a left hook because he's just kind of standing in front of him with his head up, which is not good. Almost gets caught, but Bastida can't really see where he is effectively to judge where that shot is because ironically Josh was holding his head down. But does successfully eventually get his feet set up to throw that massive overhand right, which again is relevant for the Bahkram fight because if you know Bahkram murtazaliev, you know that Bakhram's got a mean... This is relevant for a few reasons. For one, this would be a mistake against Bahkram, and it's one that Josh generally doesn't make, but that he can, right? Which is why I've talked about it before. Sometimes he can stand still and get hit by that left hook, which against Murtazaliev is a very dangerous mistake because he's got a mean left hook. But also, this is relevant for Josh, because Murtazaliev doesn't have great defensive movement and also tends to kind of stand still when he fights you, which is a mistake. And this is Josh showing, if you do that and you stand still long enough and you let me punch in combination in front of you, I'm gonna punish you, right? Even though it takes a little bit for him to get there, which is a flaw, that he can absolutely light you the fuck up if you just stand still in front of him. Or even if you're moving, honestly, because if you look at this, right, like, Bastida's head's actually, like, rolling back to Bastida's back foot here. After Josh, like, pulls him forward, lets his head go, Bastida's head starts to go back or roll under, right? Starts to roll back this way as he throws his hook. And Josh's uppercut catches him right on the chin. First one. And Lamau and fucking pulls him forward, it looks like, too. Or Bastida almost pulls himself closer to Josh because he's got his arm hooked around Josh's neck here. And Josh just fucking blasts him with a shot. That might be to the back of the head, too. Yeah, that might not be the most legal shot. Oh, it's this one, probably. Those are the ones that get the ref to say something. Yeah. Just watch what he does. And he uses his right arm here to illustrate. He's saying, don't punch him while you hold him. Hold and hit. Don't do that. He's like, yeah, don't do that. And he's right to say it, too. Because he's like, yeah, that's dirty. Don't do that. And it was pretty blatant, too. Again, Josh not trying to be dirty. I think he's just, oh my God, he's just not thinking. Here, right? Bastida does not like that he just got nailed. So he's trying to come in with a massive fucking right hand. And Josh is like, get me out of that. Hello. Sees it coming a mile away, though, and is like, okay, step back, roll. Slip roll, or roll to my back foot, roll under. Good job controlling the hands and backing out. And his eyes are always on him. Right? So again, he's like pretty good defensively. And the other thing, too, that I want to note about this left hook he almost gets caught with is Bahkram can punch, but unlike Avanesian and unlike how Bastida is punching here, I don't think, though I'd have to go back and watch some of his fights again, but for the most part, Bahkram is not at his, well, no, I can say this confidently. He's not at his most dangerous punching from weird angles like this. He's most dangerous when he's standing up, lulling you into a false sense of security, right? So neck upright like this. If you watch, that's how he knocks out Tzu, and I'm pretty sure that's how he knocks out culcay too. With Zhu, he's like rope-a-doping him, leaning against the ropes, and standing upright and just taking shots on the guard, and then throwing sneaky counter left hooks. And that's also something he does in his fight against Norberto Gonzalez, too. Where he tries to sneak those shots in when he's standing upright. But he's generally not going to try, or is that accurate, or that powerful, or that effective. As effective, I should say, with that shot. With his head down like this. Like, he's not Pitbull Cruz, right? Pitbull Cruz is fucking looking to take your head off with shots like this. And he can do it, too. He can land accurately, he can hit hard. That's not Bahkram. Bahkram can't do that. He can still probably hit you because he's got a good hook, but he's not gonna land it with like knockout power unless you just don't see it at all. And he maybe gets kind of lucky. So unlike Bastida, he could probably hit you maybe with the hook from here, like looking down like this, which is hard to do. But I don't think that it's as much of a risk to Josh Kelly, because I think in this situation, right, like Josh is not really expecting him to be able to land that shot because his head's looking down. So he doesn't really know where Josh's head is, or it's harder to tell, right? Unless you just have really good awareness of your opponent's like body and positioning, then you might be able to do it, right? Just being able to tell from like how their shoulders are kind of lined up, where their torso is, to be able to correctly guess where their head is. But that's like a different skill than just like basic hand-eye coordination. Like I see your head, I can hit it, kind of a thing, right? So like I don't think, despite the fact that this is a defensive lapse by Kelly, I don't think that it's as likely to expose him to Bahkram's left hook, because I don't think that Bahkram is like, how do I put it? Like, is that super dangerous like he can be? I don't think he's like super dangerous. He's still got like some power and a problem. He's like, that left hook is still be a problem, but it's not like, you know, one punch knockout left hook from a position like that. So if Josh makes that mistake against Bahkram, I don't think it's going to lead to him getting knocked out basically in one shot, even if he does it early in the round. Again, Lucas Bastida looking to get his get back. Again, Josh just keeping his eyes always on you. And now I'm kind of chuckling because I'm like, we spent a decent amount of time breaking this round down, and now I kind of want to watch almost at full speed, or probably at full speed maybe. Or we could even do half speed, but just kind of summarize like round as a whole, right? So we've seen both guys kind of trade, open up with their jabs, experiment with different distances, trying to counter each other, coming forward a little bit. Bastida trying to get to the slip to the inside front foot, and Josh countering that a couple of times, or trying to negate that and successfully negating it a couple of times. Josh also, again, reminding Bastida of the same. I fucking love Josh Kelly too. Sometimes he's a little bit, I don't want to say unintelligent, but kind of, but not. Or I don't say unintelligent, but like simple. Like in boxing, or generally, I mean, in fight IQ studies, or where we're trying to see like how smartly are you setting up your punches. This is really not that much. This is really Josh just stepping into range and just fucking hitting you. Because, but it's not wrong, A, because it works and it's legal, right? Like it's not a dirty punch, it's legal. He hits him right on the side of the head. But it's just like brain dead simple. But it's effective because Josh is taking advantage of a mistake that his opponent is making, which is, like we said before, was the first lesson he taught Bastida was, don't stand where I can hit you because I'm gonna hit you because my hands are too fast for you. And that's what he was testing and figured out. And he proves it again here because he knows he can do it. He's like, if you stand this close to me and your hands are down, I'm gonna fucking hit you. And he does. And granted, it's not like super strong, but that shot definitely gets there and it lands. And Bastida kind of breaks it up a little. But Josh is like showing him again, or teaching him again, like, if you stand this close to me, in fighting games, this is similar to what we call like unreactable, which is that like there are things that you can do that are faster than the human's ability to react to based on like frame data. Like the move hitbox will come out before you can like know that I'm doing it to react. So you either have to predict it and see it coming, or you're gonna get hit by it if you stand still, right? If you stand too close and in range of the hitbox, you're gonna get hit by it unless you see it coming and guard preemptively or dodge or something, right? And this is that. This is like what we call like unreactable. Like Josh has unreactable speed in a certain range. Like you just can't react to it because he's just that fucking fast. Or at least for Bastida, that's the case, right? And to be fair, this is true of a lot of fighters. Like not just Josh Kelly, but just in fighting in general. Like it's a function of how fast your opponent's reaction time is and how fast you are physically. And then like, okay, at what distance, what position combinations can I just hit you if you're in range? And that's what Josh is trying to figure out, or to some extent, like testing here. Again, Bastida's still just trying to jab with Kelly, which is most certainly going to be a mistake, especially because he also leaves his hand. So this is interesting here. You can tell Josh is actually countering Bastida as Bastida comes forward here, somewhat unintentionally, but kind of both, right? Watch how Josh kind of works his way forward, right? Slip and roll and moving his head, slipping down, right? As he moves his feet, continues to gain this little positional advantage. Bastida correctly timing when Josh is going to come forward here. And then watch, right? Watch what Bastida does. There's two things here. One, right? Josh dips down a bit. And so Bastida sets his feet here, even though he doesn't drop down, right? And then looks to kind of follow Josh as Josh dips down and comes in and jab. And it kind of does successfully. He does catch him with a shot here, which is good. So again, Bastida, no fucking rank amateur, like journeyman dumb fuck doesn't know what he's doing. Like he's pretty good. Like he's got some game to him, right? You know, it's kind of a Fulton Inoue situation where Fulton was making a ton of adjustments as he fought Inoue, but just could not keep up because Inoue was just adjusting better and faster the whole time. So Inoue was just constantly ahead of him. But Bastida is adjusting too. You know, he's not doing nothing. He's just not nearly good enough to keep up with Josh, unfortunately for him. But does a good job attempting it here. So in any event, right? This is Josh doing two things at once, which again is like Grandmaster chess genius. Like any Grandmaster in chess, you'll see that they're always doing multiple things at a time with every move that they make. And so In this case, right, Josh is countering Bastida as Bastida comes forward, but he's also just working his way inside to just try to set up his own offense, and just so happens to also catch Bastida at the same time, to catch him walking into the shot, and does kind of clip him on the chin a bit, right? Even though it's not like the best shot, right, doesn't land with the knuckles, or it doesn't look like it really lands like flush, because it glides like past, it goes like under his chin a bit, does definitely clip him, and you can see his head move, but it mostly hits with like the top of the glove here, or like the wrist almost. Right, like doesn't get his knuckles going through the guy's face, basically, which would be ideal. Almost catches him with a massive fucking left hook, though. The funny thing, too, is... Let's see. Josh probably correctly clocking that, I mean, Bastida's left hand's away from his face, but that his right hand is also to the left of Josh's glove, which means that there's a hole. His glove is like out here, right, on Josh's arm, like almost up to Josh's elbow, which means it's away from his face, which means left hook is there, right? So that's why I think you see Josh going for left hook, right? And Bastida, again, no rank amateur, has learned, what does Josh like to do? Mix up jab with left hook. So he knows Josh comes forward here, hey, this is a massive mistake, but does quickly roll under to get out of dodge in case that left hook comes in. But Josh, ever savvy, is like, I'm not just going to let you get away with that. I'm going to blast you with a shot. And that lands flush, that right hand. And again, right, this is building on what Josh was doing earlier in the round. Because you notice, this same fucking shit happened earlier in multiple ways. One, when Josh came in with almost in this exact fucking spitting like picture too. I don't know if it was the same corner, but it's looked exactly like this before almost when we saw this encounter before in the round, right? Where Josh throws his left hook, leaps in, and Bastida either backed away or went underneath. There were other times in the round where Bastida would slip in and try to get close. Here, Josh immediately gets his arm over and back in front of Bastida, so Bastida can't come forward and blocks him coming forward with his elbow. So Bastida can't just roll in, can't get to that inside foot position he wants to throw that left hook, right? Like he's tried to do a couple of times now. So he's blocking him from getting to his best position for one of the punches that he likes. He's keeping him from rolling forward so that he has to stay at this distance, right where in this lane right here, right? See where Josh's arm is versus where his head is. If Bastida gets here to like Josh's hip or like to the center of his chest or like to Josh's belly button or to his hip, he's going to roll under this right hand and Josh can't hit him, right? Because it'll be too close to Josh's shoulder. He won't be able to get his hand down to land that shot. So Josh is like, no, I want you on this side of my body, past my left shoulder. So I'm going to use my arm to keep you here so I can fucking blast you with this right hand, which is exactly what he does. And then that also kind of stuns Bastida, locks him in place, and Bastida does a good job defending himself after this. I think Josh even catches him. Josh catches him again with a left hook there, and you can tell because, right, or it looks like it. Yeah, because see his hand's down here, and Josh's hand is like right on his head. And see how Bastida brings his hand up right away? Because he's like compensating for the fact that he just got hit, basically. And like kind of similar to how you'll see fighters tuck their elbows in right after they get hit with a shot to the body, like after the fact, to like cover the spot that just got hurt because it's a reflex, right? So I again suspect that shot lands. Either way, like decent combination punching from Josh and good combination punching from Josh and decent defense from Bastida as well. Again, Josh not letting him get close, taking smart advantage, just doing a good job of staying on top of stuff. Well, let's see, how long was that? 54 minutes? All right, fuck me. Look, we back a little bit. All right, so we're gonna watch. I'm gonna try to watch back. Actually, you know what? I think I'll just leave that for now, and then we'll make another one for round two because I'm enjoying watching Josh Kelly fight on the front foot because I like when he fights on the front foot because I'm a fan like you guys. I don't like it. I love Josh Kelly, but I don't like it when he just like backs up the whole time, kind of like he did against Davis when I don't know what's going on and I can't really like figure it out because I'm trying to study it at like 1 a.m. But I like it when Kelly fights on the front foot, and I just like people that fight on the front foot in general. So we're gonna pause for now. And then I'm going to come back and do a round 2 right on the back of this. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Well, if I can find the